Welcome back to ABC Paddlers, adventure number 15, the first one in 2024. For this one we're going to use Nicholson guide number 6 and what 3 words as usual. Chesterfield Canal, and we're starting off at West Stockwith Basin, and there's a small river and canal and river trust car park that you can see just there where we parked. And on this trip we're going from West Stockwith down through Misterton towards Gringley on the hill. We didn't actually make it to Gringley, you'll see we stopped about there and then headed back. This is the entrance to the little car park. It is a canal and river trust car park, so you might need a key to access through the gate. These are available from the Canal and River Trust or from eBay.
Well, here we are just out of West Stockwith Basin on the Chesterfield Canal in late May. It's a shame the sun isn't out today. It's a bit cloudy, but it's dry and there's not much wind, and it's just a very peaceful paddle. You can see the canal that the stretch that we're going down now is very straight. This is a straight section, and it's just covered in blossom that's fallen from the trees. It just looks like a path at the moment. So we're heading down here, and this is a return and sort of go out and go back trip. So we'll get down as far as we feel we can go, and then turn and come back. So we'll keep you updated as we go. So we've now found some rubbish, and Kath is going to attempt to pick it up with our newly delivered litter picker. And she will be putting it into the freshly prepared litter picker bag. There we go. So this is an initiative by Paddle UK, I think, to try and clean up the canals and rivers. So if you sign up for it, they'll send you a pack which has some disposable gloves and a detachable litter picker that folds down quite nicely, and a nice sturdy bag so that you can pick up some rubbish and litter however you feel as you're paddling the canals. So a good idea. I'm not quite sure if that initiative is still going. This is the first time we've been out. Oh, it's not. First time we've been out on Brian since they've delivered the package to us. So you might not be in luck, but there you go. So we have just portaged round 2 nesting swans with 7 eggs, quite aggressive, so we decided that discretion's the better part of valour, so we portaged Brian round those, and we also portaged Brian over Misterton bottom lock and then Misterton top lock, 2 locks that are very close together. So we did a bit of portaging today. And of course today was the day we decided we wouldn't bring the wheels for Brian, so that was an error, but lessons learned, always bring the wheels. But we're now on another section now. We haven't got any locks ahead of us until we get to Shore Lock, which is a reasonable distance ahead, so hopefully this will now be a fairly pleasant and trouble-free paddle for the rest of the duration. And then on the way back, if I can and if the swans allow, I'll take some footage of the nest with the eggs in. Well, we're now approaching Manor Farm Bridge, on our Chesterfield canal journey. It's been very picturesque so far, very quiet. The sun did try and get out. It's a lovely little place to sit and have your wine of an evening, isn't it? Underneath the willow tree. Hopefully we'll be able to get Dilbert up in the air soon. There's just a bit too many trees around for my liking at the moment, being a novice. But we've still got a little way to go before we turn back, and we've managed to collect some litter. Although it's a very clean canal so far. So this is a disused brickworks on the banks of the Chesterfield Canal. Outside Gringley on the hill, I think. Very welcoming. Well, we've now done 2 hours from West Stockwith down towards Gringley on the hill. We were hoping to get to the Gringley lock, but it's just a bit too far for us today, so we've stopped in the middle of something called Cuckoo Walk, I think it is, which is right in the middle of nowhere. And thank you very much, thank you. And we've decided to turn around and head back. It's going to be another 2 hours before we get back to the car, and then another half an hour to unload, to load up again. So it's not been a particularly exciting paddle today, but it's the first time we've been out this year, and we have managed to fly Dilbert on a few test flights, so that's all good. So if there's anything interesting on the way back, we'll show you, but if not, we'll catch you next time.
Well, we found a spot where we could take Dilbert up where there weren't many trees around, and you can see from the air how poor our paddling technique is. Completely out of sync. The only defence we've got is that I was trying holding the controller at the same time, keeping an eye on Dilbert. But we'll get better. We took the opportunity while we were sort of fairly static to grab a cup of coffee and keep Dilbert up in the air so that I could get a feel for how he handled the wind. And then we took him on a quick 360 circle round us, because Dilbert has the ability to hopefully keep us in the frame. Didn't work terrifically well. You can see we're just going out of the frame there, but again, that could be down to the wind, or it could be down to the way I was managing him. But for a first flight, not too bad.
One of the dangers of being out in the sun too much. Let that be a lesson to you. Never stay out in the sun too much. Nice little spot though. Right on the banks. Next to a disused brickworks, but hey, you can't have everything.
On arrival back at West Stockwith, we took in some much needed refreshment at the Waterside Inn, which is just by West Stockwith Basin.
Well, that's the end of our 15th adventure on the Chesterfield Canal from West Stockwith to back Gringley on the hill. We can safely say that the stretch from here to Gringley on the hill is litter free as of the 24th of May, because we've filled up the litter bag with everything we could see. Quite a clean canal really. So until the next time, it's
keep
paddling.
paddling.